I'm Chris Salans. Welcome to Mozaic. I think it's when I realized that I'd like to go back to my source, which is, I worked for a lot of restaurants where the chef puts a creative menu together and customers decide whether or not they would like to come to that restaurant to taste what the chef has to offer. It's a little different perspective on food. And there was nothing like that in Bali. So I decided to go on my own and do something like that. Living in Indonesia and having an Indonesian family both have influenced me a lot. Living in Indonesia allowed me to eat Indonesian food. Having an Indonesian wife and an Indonesian family allowed me to discover the secrets of Indonesian cuisine because they cook. Not only discover the products, taste them, but also discover the secrets behind how they're used, so the technique behind it, but also the association of flavors. That curry leaf will be used with coconut milk and lamb, for example, which if you taste my cuisine, it is not Indonesian. There's nothing Indonesian about the flavors of my cuisine, but yet the techniques and the association of flavors are true to Indonesian culture and cuisine. I'm always trying to push the limits of what I know or what I can do, and I always get very quickly bored. Therefore, always say, okay, throw that away. How can we do it again? How can we do it better? The most popular dishes in the restaurant. Actually, that is almost impossible to answer in the sense that we have a continuously changing menu. So rarely will a dish come back without it having evolved. What does that mean? It could be a different technique. It could be married with a different ingredient. It could skip from sweet to salty or from salty to sweet, from a dressing in a salad to a sauce in a main course to a dessert. So we have to consider that what's happening outside of Indonesia is very competitive. What's happening in Singapore, what's happening in Hong Kong is very, very, very high end. So again, to compete with that is not going to be easy. We don't have access to the same produce. We don't have access to the same wines. We don't have access to the same knowledge in quality of service and things like that. It's going to be very difficult for me to compete properly. On the same side, we have access to ingredients that they don't have, and therefore we can demark ourselves and really be independent in what we do. And I think that's where the success of Mandi, from Will Merrick and myself is.